Just reach home to,
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I came home about 8:15 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Um,
Just reach home to,
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I came home about 8:15 somewhere in there.
No. What the hell is
Welcome
this?
everyone. I'm
Oh,
Saman
okay.
Smith. I'm with you, Khalid. I'm Edmund Bellevue. Our seminar is brought to you by www.foundedplayers.org. Please donate at our PayPal link on our website or at our Cash App at #FoundedPlayers24 or cell SMI@gmail.com. For your donation, we are offering a 20% discount of your stay at Founded Players Home Away from Home in Columbus Heights, Costa Rica, Jamaica. Treat yourself to a well-deserved vacation with your 20% discount on your stay at our property. Please share our organization and property with your family and friends. Book with us. About us. We are an organization created to teach financial literacy to children and adults. Our seminars will educate people in areas such as managing credit, making investments, buying a home, life insurance. We want to use these financial seminars to educate people who would otherwise not be learning about these crucial topics. The home, located in Costa Rica's Columbus Heights, the home away from home, a private hillside condo overlooking the beautiful bay and city view. A 2-bedroom furnished apartment with kitchen, living room, and private balcony. Included are great amenities such as a pool, gym, Wi-Fi, and household essentials. The area. Take a few minutes drive to the famous Lone River Falls, visit the beach at the bottom of the hill, and experience the casual and fine dining of Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville restaurant. You can take the time and read a few of our testimonials at the bottom of our Airbnb. Work with us. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Founding Players. Stay
Yes, Andrew, we back. All right.
Mhm.
So that was our little introduction video right there. I'm gonna start by introducing myself. I'm Savon Smith. You know me as Dale, but I
Mhm.
did legally change my name to Savon, so it's Savon Smith now.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm the founder of Savon's Academy Stars, which is a basketball program with the city of Royal Palm Beach and West Palm Beach. I've been helping children for the last 20 years, but I started this program in 2009. I have a couple players in Division One and Division Two and Three basketball, and our organization, Founding Players, which is the YouTube channel. Um, I'm the founder of that as well, and it's named after the players that I started the program with, Savon's Academy program with. So the founding players are the six guys that I started a basketball program with. And I'm proud to help young men become adults. I remember we were growing up in Jamaica, and we had a tight knit group of young men who we got into some stuff, but it wasn't anything that was going to jeopardize our lives. So you guys were integral in who I am today, and I know we haven't touched bases in years, but you'll never forget your childhood, especially when you have good people in your life, and definitely appreciate you. So if you don't mind introducing yourself, let the people know who you are.
Andrew Jackson.
Um, a little bit more about you, Andrew. Let us know
All
what
right.
you do.
All right. Andrew Jackson, born in Jamaica, grew up in the US. I know, damn, how many years I know, I would say like,
Lifetime, lifetime, man. We were kids.
yeah, lifetime, yeah, from we're kids. But even picking up now is like we didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, and let's be honest.
Um,
How long has it been?
damn, it's like
As a matter of fact,
30.
we won't even go there because you know what? I'm 22. I'm age 22.
All right, all right, I like
We'll
that.
we'll leave it at that. We won't even go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Oh wow, it's a
Yeah,
long time, but it's life funny doing. Like you can never tell you which path is your life gonna go. Because even over the years, I my mind run across everybody, even you sometime. But it's like never can find any. Like a lot of people that we went to school with. Like I thought of them, but I never. And I try to find people, but it's funny how one phone call and somebody just be like, "Oh, you remember this person?" And I'm like, "Oh man," and it's right there.
yeah,
So you just have to just live good with people and deal with life the way you would want people. Deal with people the way you would want people to treat you, and stuff will happen for you. And the good people that will come into your life.
yes, definitely.
I'm glad me link up back with you. Honest to God, trust me.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely, man. Like I said, I moved from Jamaica the same way you moved from Jamaica, and I grew up in New York, and certainly met quite a few people growing up as a young man, and I built solid relationship with you guys and with the guys that came after,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just proud of the road that I've taken to be the man that I've become, and one thing for sure, when we were young. I don't know if you remember, but I remember. It's like when we went to Linston School.
Yes.
If we saw somebody getting beat up, I think we were jumping in and trying to beat up
Yes.
the person that was
Yes.
beating up the person.
Yes.
You know, so we were always like the protector.
Yeah. Everybody.
Yep.
But that's what it is because, and the thing is, I remember as a group of kids, like we never looked to get in any kind of trouble. You know what I mean? It was always like a group where protecting everybody else. And it's like, I think it stemmed from our parents too, because even after school, we wasn't like nobody to like to go be doing stuff that we have no business doing. Everybody knows that them have to go home, you know what I mean, and be home at a certain time, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, it's like that group was like a different set of people where, responsibility was thrust upon you as a kid. A lot of people, act the way, I think my mother had a lot to do with the way I grew up, you know?
Uh-huh.
Almost everybody that, as far as I can look back, everybody that was around us was basically like that. Nobody was like no bad person in the group, you know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. Which is why we gravitated to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, walking home on the train tracks almost every day.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Huh? Really?
Definitely, man. Some people
Yeah.
scared of the train tracks. We weren't.
Yeah.
We live on the
You know,
train.
looking at it now, you look at it, like even walking from right where we used to walk from Linton School to up, like even like going up by like cut through all of them places. All of these kids now, they're taking taxi and stuff like that. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? We used to just walk that and it was like nothing. You didn't even think about it.
yeah,
You walk, go school and you walk, come home. And it was like really quick. You know what I mean? No sweat.
yeah.
These
It
kids
was
now,
it was definitely quick.
yeah, they don't want to do that anymore. Everybody want to take a taxi or a ride to school or whatever. Nobody no walk anymore. You go to Jamaica, you very rarely see people walking. You
Yeah.
know?
Well,
Yeah.
that's actually why we're here. You know, because
Mhm.
time do change. You know,
Yeah.
the same way we're not kids anymore, we're adults
Mm.
now. You
Yep.
know, I was fortunate to be able to work with kids. You know, like I said, for the last 20 something years, I've been working with children. And
Mhm.
one thing I know for sure is, people got to definitely evolve. So the kids now aren't doing what we used to do, but
Yep.
that was our time.
Yeah.
One thing for sure, when I was coaching, my boys, I was able to ask them their opinion while they
Mhm.
listened to my guidance.
Mhm.
And that's the greatness about evolving.
Mhm.
Because when it comes to, you right now, you're interested in the stock market, because of what's happening, the opportunities that's out there. You
Yeah.
know, a lot of times we have to look at, during our time, we didn't have the opportunities that is out there right now. Because I
Mhm.
remember a time when, if you wanted to invest, you had to reach out to someone,
Yes.
and even when you reach out to them, they may not know, and you just have to keep
Mhm.
on searching, like, how do I
Yeah.
even begin to invest? You just didn't know, and you kept on trying, and you just didn't know. And
It's
nowadays
funny you said that, because mhm,
nowadays you can do it on your
when
phone.
yes, because when I used to have Genesis funds, right? That's when things wasn't available on the internet like that. And even in 2008, was it 2008, 2009, when everything crashed, right?
Pause for a minute. If
Mm.
You're kind of low. I'm not sure if you could, like,
Oh, you
bring
can't
your
hear me now?
maybe a little closer to the mic or something.
Hold on, let me,
Because we are on the YouTube, I don't want people to kind of strain to hear.
mm, yeah. What about this now? This better?
Much better.
Yeah, so yeah, 2000, I used to have Genesis funds, right?
Hmm.
And I had like about like 30 something thousand dollars in there. And they're the one who invest my money for me. So, you know, when everything get messed up, you know, when the people them call me and ask me when asking me about my money when they have $3,000 left, when them invest it and everything crashed and went bad,
Mm-hmm.
that's when they calling me asking me what they should do, what I wanted to do. And they have like 3,000 up from 30 something thousand dollars to 3,000 something dollars left. And that's when they calling me, telling me that, you know, I mean, everything is all messed up and whatever. I'm like, damn, yo, this is really ridiculous, you know?
Yeah.
But back then, you know, it's like everything wasn't on the internet like no, you know what I mean, as you say, you know. So it's a different time now. You have to you know, you have to take advantage of it because as it's a time, don't wait on nobody. So you have to strike the iron while it's hot, you know?
Yeah.
So
To touch on what you're saying, I'm a note taker, so I kind of wrote down already what you mentioned. You know,
mm,
having $30,000 invested and being and hit coming down to 300. I mean to 3,000.
mm-hmm.
That obviously you had an advisor that was advising you, right?
Not really, no. Just let me tell
Oh,
you, because then what I did, I just put my money in, and what they do, they take it and they invest it in whatever they think and they need to invest it in for me to get a return, right?
mm-hmm.
But the thing is, there was a lack of communication there because if you're using my money to do whatever for me to make money, and then now everything that you're putting it in, why you have to get so low for you to call me and tell me that, you know what I mean? That you know everything is going sour, or what I want to do, or the market is messed up, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it was. So because back then I was working so much, I wasn't paying attention to all of them things. I just put stuff where I need to. I think I needed to put it to grow, and I wasn't even like paying attention to it like that, like checking up on it every day or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So it was one of them things where it taught me a lot. Like I really, if I'm gonna have people deal with my money, I need to stay on top of it and make sure I look into those companies and see their practices and how they deal with people and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because that I wasn't the only one that happened to. I know a couple of people that had stuff with them and it's the same thing they did, you know?
Um, all right. So I started investing in the stock market really this year when COVID-19 hit. Not as soon as it
Mm,
did, but around March. You know, because I remember February
mm,
being that month where lockdown just really started going across the
yeah,
world.
yeah. That's last year.
Yeah, that's last year, I believe.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, China locked down before US. But
Mm-hmm.
it was when we got locked down that I started sitting down and thinking. So on the line of what you're talking about, I've always been the type of person who I definitely want to know, where my money's going, what it's doing. But what COVID has done
Mm-hmm.
for me is to teach me that. And as a matter of fact, it brought back a lot of childhood ways of mine that you have to stay on top of your stuff and not just rely on someone who knows. I think it's always good for us to know what the lawyer knows. And for instance, I use my organization,
Mm-hmm.
for example. When it comes to Savon's Academy basketball program, I have my lawyer, and my lawyer was the one that sat me down and put all my ducks in a row. And while he was putting all my ducks in a row, I was listening to him and learning from him. So even though he went to school for a number of years and got that piece of paper, which is his
Mm-hmm.
degree, you know, stating that he's a lawyer, I literally got his education from him
Mm-hmm.
by not
Mm-hmm.
going to school. I went to his school,
Yeah, yeah.
so even though he was my lawyer, I did not just turn to him to do everything, you know, for me. I made sure I learned the things that I needed to learn from him
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
I can help myself along the way. For instance, when I started, he helped me to start Savant's Academy stars. But I did a lot of
Yeah.
I did a lot of the work on my own before I went to him. But then when I went to him, he solidified the organization. So now I came back
Yeah.
founding players, and I solidified that organization with not one help from no lawyer and from no business people. I did it all on my own. So a lot of times
Yeah.
it's good, to take things in your hands. That way, what the professionals are doing, and that's how I look at the stock market right now. It's like I can count on someone to tell me where to put my money, but I also want to do my research so I can know where to put it myself. And I had a similar experience as you, to where I had my money in certain organization, and I was, investing every month. And when COVID hit and I saw what my balance was, I took it out and put it on the stock market because it didn't make no sense. Mine's wasn't quite like yours where it went so low, but it didn't make sense to me what I saw the growth was with the way things were flying up. Um, it didn't make sense for a professional organization to be handling my money and it's not really growing at a
Yes.
rapid pace.
Yes. Yes.
So what I did
Mm-hmm.
was I said to myself, okay, I may not know what they know, but I'm going to learn. And the little bit
Yes.
that I
Mm-hmm.
knew, I
Mm-hmm.
actually had more success in a shorter period of time with my money that they had, that I
Yeah.
finally took
Mm-hmm.
and invested in the stock market. So I was part of that company. I don't want to call no name, but I was part of that company for 3+ years.
Mm-hmm.
And in 3+ years, I made in a couple months. It was a joke. Just put it that way. It was a joke. The kind of money that I was making compared to the kind of money that I made on that same investment
Mm-hmm.
in a couple months. So, a lot of times you just gotta not be afraid of learning something that may be hard to.
Well, let me be honest with you. Yeah, you see, since then though, I don't leave anything up to anybody because I got screwed because I had a trucking company too that the same thing happened. There was this company that when they closed their doors and end up owing me like about like $27,000.
In the middle, man.
So I had my fear losses. So from that, I decided that
Middle, baby, middle.
I have to
Just up, bro.
see
Just
things coming.
this up.
You know what I mean?
And push up, push
I have to see things coming.
up.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, up
listening.
like that.
You there?
That's my brother on the line.
Oh, okay. Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
Look like you.
I'm trying
Yeah,
to.
respect.
It's
Yes,
the
sir.
it's the first time he's joining in. Like, many times I ask him, I send him
Mm,
the link. He normally is just in the
mhm.
YouTube, but that's the first time he's
Okay.
actually come on live. So that's a shocker.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do now, what may I say, I don't leave it up to people now. I look at certain things, I do my research and make sure like even what I'm doing right now, this thing, because I can do like different stuff. And the thing is, I just started the home improvement thing. That's when I stopped dealing with the trucks, and then I sell whatever truck have left. I got sick for a minute, and then I came out of it. But the thing is, that where I have to realize though, I like to help people out, and then now it's it end up affect you like because when you're dealing with business, there you have to do even if it's somebody and you have to write it up. And I've got screwed over from people where basically you look at somebody and they're Jamaican like you know what I mean? You want to deal with them different, you want to charge them less or you want to, let them hold you. And then some people, when them hold you for a minute, them things say, well, I'm not supposed to pay you because a couple months pass or whatever, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it was difficult for me to start getting tough on people. Like, I used to charge um half of the money up front. So what I'll do, I don't do half anymore. I do 75% because guess what? If I take your money and I write it up and I don't do your job, then you can take me to court.
Hmm.
But I can't afford to do the work and then no, you owe me 50% of the money and you're not paying me. You get what I'm saying to you?
Yeah.
So I structure it where I don't finish the job either. I do the job and I collect some of them if I collect 50%, then I collect another 25%. And then when 25% of the job is almost done, then you give me another 25%. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Because when I was doing 50%, I was losing money. One year I was $45,000 people owe me. You know what I mean? And it's sad to say like it's difficult to deal with our own kind sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because them look on it like me have people who owe me right now and they come up with some stupid excuse. One lady tell me that she have to go rent her daughter an apartment. I'm gonna say to her, I said, well, that have to do with me, yo. I did your work, yo. You know, if you have to go rent your daughter an apartment, I shouldn't suffer because of that. I have family to the feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So from that, dude, it changed me not to be a bitter person, but I can't keep funding other people doing because those times that I waste doing stuff for people, I could be doing something else to making my life better. You know what I mean? Because I'm making their life better because their house, their value went up because I did their whole kitchen over, I renovate the whole house. And that's better for them, but it's not better for me because
Hmm.
that's waste time and I have nothing to show for it. So no, I deal with stuff totally different. Business wise, write it up. You know what I mean? If certain people want me to come out, guess what? I charge you for an estimate. And if I'm gonna get the job, then you know what I mean, you don't have to pay me for the estimate. Because some of them what they do, they take your estimate and they take it and give it to other people to match it or go below
Yeah.
that. And then you waste your time and type up insurance estimate and all of that stuff. And you don't get the job. They get the money and you get nothing out of it.
Yeah.
So I waste a lot of time and I give people the benefit of the doubt to deal with stuff. And a lot of people once it come on to money, you know, they're very unfair. You know what I mean? And this is hard work. So I change how I deal with stuff. I don't deal with stuff like and it's the way how people deal with me force me to be that drastic with them. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's what you have to do because they use it as a stepping stone, you know what I mean, to get on top. And then now you're still down there and they don't care. So
Yeah.
over the years, me have my fair share of losses, man. So nowadays, I don't deal with things like that. You know?
Yeah. It makes sense. We gotta learn from, experiences.
Mm-hmm.
I have a similar experience to what you're saying. Give me 1 second. Let me let Alan in. In 1 second. All right. I have a similar experience to what you're saying. And that's how life is. You gotta live and you gotta learn. Sometimes you can avoid going through the problem
Mm-hmm.
and you get to where you're trying to reach a little quicker, but that comes with experience and the hardship. So the more hardship that you're experiencing is the more you start to cut it out. And I think coronavirus definitely opened up a lot of people's eyes. Now, for those
Mm-hmm.
who it didn't open up their eyes, we have to cut them off. Sadly said, but
Yes.
they have
Yes.
to be
Yes.
cut off. And to share my experience that, similar to yours, the stock market. When I tell you I could have been a millionaire already, I could have been
Mm-hmm.
a millionaire already. Now I'm working on that, but I
Mm-hmm.
could have reached that goal already. Now, the reason why I haven't reached that goal already is because I am such a helpful person And you know when you're buying stocks, the more shares you have of a stock when the price is actually at a discounted rate,
Yes.
it's more when it goes up. The more share you have, it obviously is going to go up a whole lot. You're going to gain a whole lot. So what I found that I was doing was helping out people when you know what you need to do the most, help yourself, because you cannot help
Yes, yes.
else to your best of your
Yeah,
ability
damn right.
until you help yourself.
Yeah.
So when someone is saying, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? If you cannot, it's almost best you just let them suffer, because guess what? If you don't let them suffer and learn on their own, like you said, they're gonna make you have nothing to show for the help that you are providing. So I drew that line, months ago now, to where I say, you know what? I'm gonna work hard and I'm gonna put my hard-earned money into buying more shares. And let me tell you, over the last couple, I'm more enthused now to come to the YouTube channel because guess what? I am practicing what I've been laying out, to where
Yeah.
I'm not sitting there trying to help too many people out.
Yeah, but you're right, dude. You're so right. Because let me tell you what happened to me. I got sick for about 2 years. I got bronchitis, right?
Mhm.
That's when I decided I'm gonna because I had two trucks. One of them I was just sitting, but I was running one, and I was making good money. But I have a whole bunch of family in Jamaica that I grew up with, like cousins and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
So when you're making money, you're not really watching it. So.
Yeah.
Um, so I was helping them out because their mother passed away, and they were younger, so they needed to go to school and stuff like that. So I set up a thing where I send money down for them to go to school and stuff like that. Yeah, come to find out, the sister that I was sending the money to, she was taking the money, dude. Because me just show up at Jamaica. One time, me go Florida, and me just park my truck and just go down at the airport and just jump on a plane and go down there to see what's going on, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, when I go down there, they tell me that they haven't seen her in months. Remember me, I sent her money if I'm going to school.
Mhm.
Them and she had tell me she had like call me now and tell me that she went up to from she left from town and go back walk. Go give them money and get them stuff for them to go to school. Them not see her in a months. And she had like call me for the money, dude. You
Yeah.
see how wicked people are, that's my family.
Yeah.
Right? So me, I take care of them the whole time. One of them now, me tell you how wicked people are. And it opened my eyes to stuff, One of them called me and tell me say he meet in a accident in a taxi, right?
Uh-huh.
So and him need to do surgery upon him, like all kind of shit. So me I send him $500, $200, 300. So it end up to be like about 30 something $100. So me notice him start calling me every day, I say I forgot the doctor tomorrow. I said something is not right. So me send my brother, me send my brother down there, right? Me send my brother down there. My brother say, yo, listen to me, man. The man sit down and eat mango tree, nothing wrong with him. You know what I mean? Like $3,000 later. And then now, when me go back to Jamaica after that, the dude act like say it was nothing he did to me. Like he lied to me and get all of that money out of me, right?
Mhm.
And him act like say him never do anything. You know what I mean? So and one of my friend who I grew up with, she down there. She have a whole bunch of laundromat in Jamaica now. And my car, she say, you lucky you can stay there, send money, go get them because them down here and they're not doing anything. Them have the latest clothes and all kind of stuff, and they're not doing anything. And the only reason why I did that because I grew up with them, and when you grew up with people, and you're more fortunate than them. You're trying to help them out so them can get an education and do whatever, right?
Yeah.
But that's not their thing. Their thing is to call me, then call my star Jersey, and then Moose send them some money, then them call Jersey now, and then them call Florida, And then now, by the time them done, them I get all $900 for the damn week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we had to find that out the hard way. So guess what? If after that, as you said, you can't help nobody until you set yourself up. Dude, it cost me $100 and something. When I sick, $100 and something thousand to stay home. Waste out all of my savings, you know what I mean? Because I was sick and I had to pay my own insurance, right? So
Mhm.
it cost me $100,000 just to stay home to take care of myself. And then now, you know, all of a sudden, those people that used to call me for money, when I tell them I'm sick, they don't call and ask me if I'm okay.
Yeah.
You understand what I say? They didn't call and ask me if how I'm doing. One of them called me, and I tell him what happened to me. And I said to me, say, if me I go hold up long argument or may I send him some money. You know what I mean? That was so this yo, it opened my eyes up, man. When somebody I go say to you, say, if you hold up long argument, you go say what? Yeah, that's disrespectful, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yo, it opened my eyes to them. Me just cut them off. I cut all of them off because guess what? You're helping people that's not trying to help you in life to propel you in life. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So if you have somebody that keep pulling you down all the time, you're helping them and them not try help themselves so they can help others and help you, then that now go nowhere. You understand? But it was hard for me to do that because me grew up with them and me I say me I try to help them out so them can better themselves. But they don't want to better themselves. So it's like you throw your money in like a bottomless pit then. You know what I mean? It's like you're just throwing it away. You know?
Mhm.
So it hope not my eyes.
Savant,
Yes, Alan, I'm here.
how you doing? I'm joining a little bit late, but it's a good conversation.
Yeah, definitely. I'm loving it. You know, we're sitting here building up watch hours too. So and we're touching good topics. But Andrew, your phone muted again, man.
I
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
say something really quick.
Oh yeah,
All right,
there it is.
before you
Oh
go,
yeah.
Andrew, hold your thoughts. We got Alan on the line. He wanted to say something. Go ahead.
How you doing, Andrew?
Alan, what's up? How you doing? Good, good,
I'm
pretty
good. I'm
good.
blessed. I'm blessed. I had similar situation to what you said, and what I
Mm-hmm.
realize is when sometimes helping people hurts you.
Yes.
What you said is true. You got to make sure you yourself are okay. Not to get
Mm-hmm.
religious, but one time I heard this pastor, he was preaching about how when you get on an airplane, if the airplane is going down, you know what the instruction is? When those oxygen masks drop down, they say give yourself oxygen first before you help somebody else.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yes,
Because if the
yes.
plane is going down and you pass out, you can't help nobody else, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just had that quick thought because when you were saying that, it's just like when you got sick, it was almost like that analogy there. You know,
Yeah.
you got to apply oxygen to yourself first before you apply oxygen to someone
Mm-hmm.
else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is
Right.
true. You know, if
It's
you
tough, you know,
are,
because when you
huh?
know, go ahead.
If you
Go
are
ahead. Go
not
ahead.
here on Earth, you definitely can't help no one. So you have to save your life. You have to live your life to be here, even
Mm-hmm.
for your kids. Your kids need you. So it's
Mm-hmm.
best to help yourself because while
Mm-hmm.
you're here living, you have to provide for them. And
Yes.
you know, you being dead and gone is not going to help them.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Like, you know what I look at though? Like everybody love talk about heroes. Like when people dead and gone, they're saying that the person's a hero. Why the person can be alive and they're a hero? You understand what I'm saying?
the reason for that is because as it's human nature to
Mm-hmm.
not take advantage of the opportunity that you have right there in front of you. Let's use parents for instance.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of kids don't listen to their parents.
Yeah.
You know why? Because we're not trained. 85% of people are not trained to think before they act.
Yes.
They train to react, you know? So that's one of the reasons why we don't listen when people are here. And when they're gone, that's when it sinks in. But why
Yes.
doesn't it sink in? Because we're not listening initially. You know, initially you have to listen first, react later. I have a
Yeah.
calm about me, about myself. You can try and scare me 100 times, I'm not jumping.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually developed that. Now that I'm getting a little older, I find myself a little less with that ability. Whereas before, you couldn't scare me for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And lately,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of feel like it's slowing down a little bit.
Your phone is on the
So,
right.
so what I did,
On
I
everyone.
acknowledged it, that I'm losing it a little bit. And I'm saying to myself, what is it that's making me a little jumpy right now? Because I'm not a jumpy person.
Mm-hmm.
So I put my
Yeah.
finger on it and I say, okay, your mind is all over the place. You need to get your mind right. So now that I get
Yes.
my
Yes.
mind right, I begin to get back my calm.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people just
You're right.
don't
No,
do that.
you're right. When you have like what I realized, even I cut back on the jobs that I'm doing because uh I leave early and come home late. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then you have to be playing catch up. So when you pressure yourself like that, it puts so much on your mind and it messes your head up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because what I realized though, I was forgetting stuff. Like even if I tell somebody I'm gonna call them back, I forget to call them back, and because it's too much I have to be thinking about. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And I'm in control of myself, so I need to control it because you can't blame it on nobody else or blame it on anything else but yourself. Because if you don't control it, and it's easy, you know what I mean? Because it's whatever we think. Because anything where you go, you always think about it first. Even if it's a madman. You understand what I mean? Is the
Yeah.
action start up in your brain first, then you act on it. Like what I always tell people. You know, your thoughts is what mess you up. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because if you have a robber bank, even just before you push that door and go inside of that bank, right outside of the door, if you change your mind, you can stop yourself from doing it. But once you go in there, that's it. So
Hmm.
anything that you think, that's how you act. It's not like say you act first, then think later. It comes to your brain first, and then you act on whatever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
some people can talk about, oh, it's your action. No, it's your thoughts. Your thoughts, it comes to your head for because you have to think it for do it. If
Yeah.
even if you get up, you say to yourself, say, oh, I need to get up. You know, you're not speaking it out loud, but you know you have to get up. You know what I mean? So it comes to your mind first, then you take the action. But some people talk about, no, your action. No, it's not your actions first. It's always what you think make you act. You know? So it's our own mind messes up, and then what you have to do is clean your mind sometime and rethink some stuff and make the right decision. You know, sometimes you have to think about stuff like 10, 15 times before you do it because then you want to make the right things. You're not always gonna do it, but you have to just try to, what I mean, to deal with it in that kind of way. So as me did I say like before, when you have too much on you, you have to just really slow down sometime because you have to really structure yourself and your mind to move forward in a life. If you don't, then
Hmm.
you can mess your own self up by your thoughts. You know?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I think is a good fix for
Mm,
a lot of, our problems, are 85% of the population problems that, we have. I remember going to school and the saying is they don't teach financial literacy in school. And yes, it's not a
mm,
curriculum. It's not something that you're going to school every day to go to know that you're going to learn how to manage your money today. Yes, that
yes.
is
Mm,
absolutely true that they don't teach that um,
mm-hmm.
every day, 5 days a week, or 3 days out of the week, or 2 days. Yes, they don't teach that. But when I was in school, I can remember the teacher, if it was a math teacher and
Mm-hmm.
she had to teach certain things, I can remember the teacher took her passion to the classroom
Mm-hmm.
and started explaining that if you got paid $10 this week and you get paid $10 every week,
Mm-hmm.
turn $10 into $100. And they showed you how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They even laid out, if you had that same $10 in the bank, how it grew a little bit off of the little percentage that they give you. They
Mm-hmm.
also explain how your money is being loaned out that you put in the bank. It's your money being loaned out and you're
Mm-hmm.
not benefiting.
Yeah, exactly.
And they said, what are you going to do about that same $10 that the bank is loaning out and getting big interest on it? What are you going to do about it?
Mm-hmm.
And they showed you what you needed to do about it. But a lot of people don't pay attention. A lot of people don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people just live.
Yeah.
They don't worry about tomorrow. When they get that $10,
Mm-hmm.
85% of the population are thinking like consumers do. We're going to go shop. We're going to go buy
Yeah.
things with that $10. We need milk.
Yes.
We need sugar. We
Mm-hmm.
need bread.
Mm-hmm.
So they even overbuy to where you leave
Mm-hmm.
yourself with nothing. And now you even got to go borrow. So next time you get that $10 paid per week, now you're down to five because you had to pay somebody
Yeah,
back
because you have
five.
to pay somebody back. Yeah, yeah. And then you have to play catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So now that $10, that person who took that $10 a week and say, you know what? I'm going to invest $3 and I'm going to turn $3 into $30.
Mm-hmm.
The person who's doing that every single week is going to see growth
Yeah, yeah.
and they're going to be disciplined to creating wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And while they're doing that and being disciplined and creating wealth, it's going to also slow them down, bring them a calm to think before they act.
Yeah.
The reason I'm saying this is because right now, due to COVID, we can all learn again
Mm-hmm.
through this hard situation that we've all been going through and the opportunity that's out there for us right now to invest our money and not cry anymore over spilled milk and just move forward. You can always use the past to help the present, but right now is a time where you'll probably never see this again in our lifetime, or maybe you
Exactly.
will.
But
But
you
grab
know,
a hold of it now, and if
yes.
you the smallest little money that you make, invest
Mm.
what you can invest. Let's use Bitcoin, for instance. Never say Bitcoin is $52,000 right now. And
Mm-hmm.
it started at a small amount. Let's just say it started at $1.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you put $1 and it turned into $50, don't tell
Mm-hmm.
me that you can't invest $1
Mm-hmm.
because that opportunity is there right now again. If you got to hope and pray that your dollar turn into $50,000 coupled at the end of this year, next year, the year after, take that opportunity.
Yeah.
We need to stop doubting what can happen. We need to stop saying it's gambling. Life is a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
When we are driving our cars, we are gambling on our lives.
No, but even in cars and stuff like that, people gotta realize people invest in stuff that depreciate. You know what I mean? Like my thing is you have people that they will go take up a car and make payments on it that they can't afford. But every payment that you make on that car every month it depreciate. It's not giving you anything back. You know what I mean? But to them, and the next thing is you have people that live for people to see how successful they are, but they're not. You get what I'm saying to you? Because I need to have this car because it makes you look a certain kind of way to people, like a status thing, you know? So
Mhm.
my thing is it, and I try to reason with people sometimes and show them certain things, but it's like a facade they put on where, certain things look good on them, but they don't have anything to show for. Like, I tell people you should work for your money. I mean, make your money work for you and stop work for your money. You know what I mean? Because that's what black people do. If they want to take a vacation, oh, me have to work up to see if you go up, and when they come back from vacation, they're broke. You know what I mean? Because you don't make your money work for you. Them holidays I work for money, I work this woolly per hours to do buy this, buy that, buy that. But you're not put it's in the bank already under your mattress. It's not doing you any good.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You gotta put it into stuff, putting it in our things. It'll be like, oh, I have to work for do this, I have to work. But you're working and you're buying things that depreciate that doesn't have any value to your life.
Mhm.
You know? As you said, well, even before, them have to borrow for pay, like, oh, even I know people that bought cars, one car, and there was nothing wrong with their car that they could have used to go to work. But now they're out of a job and the car when them did have that was paid for, right? Now your stuff are gonna repossess now because you had to just buy a new car for no damn reason, but you put money in there because, oh, I just wanted a new car. You shouldn't think like that. You know what I mean? Put the money in where you can get back stuff from it.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? But what I realize is like we like people like me and you and everybody else who is on here, we gotta start teach the world, pass it on how people supposed to deal with stuff because a lot of people know everything have to be just quick. You know what I mean? Everybody just want everything like the internet fast. You know what I mean? And they're not thinking like, what the other kids them gonna be like, the kids that are coming up, and these kids now, everything just have to be so fast with them, so
And
that's
what you say,
the
Andrew,
same
is
way.
true. What you say is true. It's just like when I was talking to Zavon about the stock market. And before I
Yeah.
would invest, I would just throw money in, see it go down, pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
Throw it in,
Mm-hmm.
see it go down, pull it out. I'm like, I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
lose. But then I had to realize just because you're seeing red doesn't necessarily mean a bad thing. I had to
Mm-hmm.
learn and see what's going on. Like stock
Yes.
market is like it's like golf, right? It
Mm-hmm.
takes time and
Yes.
endurance, where this is
And
not football, this is not basketball.
yeah. And the next thing you're gonna have some losses. But what happened is,
Hmm.
y- you know, it teach you too. It teach you how to manage stuff. You know what I mean? Because anything that you're doing in that kind of way, you got to make up your mind that you have to stand a lot. And you have to stand a loss to gain. You know what I mean? And
Correct.
because that's how life work. You know what I mean? So you have to really be a kind of person that really don't just think everything, oh yeah, I gotta be gaining all the time. Because if you think like that, those are the kind of people that do stuff like even illegal stuff because it's all about gaining because they don't want to lose anything. So they will go to the extreme of, doing stuff because losing to them is not an option, but you gotta lose sometime to gain, you know?
But this has been marketed to specifically black people. Like I'm an
Yeah.
80s baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was born in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at even the shows back in the
Mm-hmm.
80s, what did they have? Different World show about
Yes,
black people going to college, right?
yes, yes,
Now
yes.
you have shows about reality, people drinking, throwing up. You
Mm-hmm.
famous for throwing up on TV.
Yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes.
You
That's how they
famous for
market
nothing.
stuff to you.
So
Yes.
correct. So you got to understand that the black community is being attacked
Yes,
financially,
yes.
mentally, physically.
Mm-hmm.
So they give us garbage. That's why our people we're the biggest consumers because they give us garbage. They tell us you
Yes.
got to wear this, you got to wear that. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't wear this, you don't have it. There's
Mm-hmm.
people who will spend. Look, I'm not going to give any names of the big banks I worked for, I had
Mhm.
people literally come to me and said, I need a loan to buy
Mm.
this Gucci purse. You want to apply for a loan to buy a Gucci purse. So this has been
Exactly.
given to our people and said, hey, you got to
Mhm.
have this purse. You got to have this because we buy it before we got it, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
So our condition is by design. I believe there's a documentary called How
Mhm.
to Market to a Negro, right?
Yes.
So so we are studied so we could stay being consumers and not owners. We are
But you know,
studied. So this is
we
by
are,
design, man. From the
yeah,
music too, the music too.
exactly, because it's
Mhm.
funny you bring this up, like I even thinking, like even growing up in Jamaica, right? And the kind of music that we listen to, like now it's really different. It's way out of hand now. Reggae music like gone to a level now where I don't even bother, right? But the music, and if you really think about it, the one music where people, even the Bounty Killer, the Beanie Man, it's suppressing people because they're not singing about anything to get you out of the ghetto. They might sing about guns and girls and all of them stuff, but they're not DJing anything to, well, to uplift anybody. All it says something about ghetto youths and whatever, but it's not telling you to do anything good or whatever. It's to shoot your friend or inform of your dead or whatever and all of them stuff. And you know what I mean?
The
So
thing, just like
no
Bob Marley
music.
said, how long are you gonna kill our?
Yeah.
What did he say? How long are you gonna kill our
I know.
icons, basically,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, like our heroes
Prophets.
basically.
No, he said
Yeah,
prophets. He
prophet.
said
Yeah, yeah.
how long,
How long shall
and
he
the
kill our
problem,
prophets? Well, why? Yeah, that's
correct.
what it says. Yeah, yeah. You know?
But
So
our prophets aren't being replaced. We don't have the
yeah,
next Malcolm X, the next MLK.
no,
That's the problem.
and it's fast too because then you really think about it, like, and these kids, like, like our kids, they don't know nothing about history and they don't want to know anything. You know what I mean? Because even in the textbook, they rather teach them. Kids should know about their history, their black history. You know what I mean? Even coming here and going to school, I went to George Wingate in Brooklyn, right? And it's like after a while I realized all I was learning about was white history. You know what I mean? Everything was like, and then come to find out most of these people that they're teaching about, they were like animals, but they portray them to
Well,
be, you know, go ahead.
correct. Well, the thing is, they don't want to teach our history correctly.
Mm,
If I could introduce myself, my family comes from Haiti, right? A lot
mhm,
of people look at Haiti like, oh, why you so poor? Why you so poor? But they don't know the history. Me and my wife
exactly.
traveled to Haiti, not to
Hmm.
jump in the pool, not to enjoy the resort. We went up in the mountains to a fortress that
Hmm.
was built in the 1800s. I'm holding cannonballs built from the 1800s. People don't know the history of Haiti.
Hmm.
You know, I'm a big history buff, man. You
It's
can look
funny
at
how
the
you say that.
1804
Yeah,
revolution.
but it's funny how you say that. If you think about it, if you sit here and watch TV and see how they portray your country and other country around the world, they make it look like it's the worst thing ever. Like even Africa, they still showing pictures of people in Africa suffering, and it's not like that. You know what I mean? They don't show the
It's
good
not.
parts. They go there and they show everything that's bad, or they dig up some old film from somewhere and they just showing you that that's what the place is and these people, and you know what I mean? Because that's when they put those, as I said, they put those images inside of your head on TV. That's what people tend to know, and they keep playing it all the time, and the kids are seeing it,
Well,
and that's a way of just putting it on you.
that's why I told you our condition. I can say, at least
Mhm.
from my perspective, it's not our fault. It was programmed because there was
Yes.
already a plan set to
Hmm.
dumb down the Negro, right? Because in slavery,
Yeah.
if we were so dumb, why would you keep books away from me if I was so dumb? Think about it. Why wasn't I
Yeah.
allowed to have books if I'm so dumb? Everything,
Hmm.
everything around you, black people created. We just got to remember who we are. We
Yeah.
were physicists, scientists.
Mhm.
You know, we were everything and over. How did you get the pyramids built without the machines? You in
Exactly.
construction, so tell me,
Mhm.
how did they build those pyramids and get them to line up with the stars without heavy machinery?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So they
Yeah.
have done. They have a. It has been attempted to dumb down black people, and that's why we don't get in the stock market. You know, simple stuff
Mhm.
like that. You know,
Yeah.
when I met Savon, he lit a fire inside of me to get back in. And
Yeah.
it's all about knowledge, man. We don't have the knowledge because we're
Mhm.
not exposed to that. You know, our
Yeah.
people are told to just go to the club, buy a $400 bottle,
Yes.
and hope you wake up in time to make it to your 9 to 5 tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
That's crazy. Like
That's all we do. We party and spend.
what I
We are the
tell
consumers.
All right,
everybody.
I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna jump
Mm-hmm.
in. I listened to everything that you guys just said, and
Mm-hmm.
I would agree on it, but I'm gonna talk about like me inheriting a group of kids that were all different. This
Mm-hmm.
is Founding Players platform, and
Mm-hmm.
it's six guys, and all six of them come from different walks of life. And in basketball, you need five, but I had six, and then I got four more. I had a group of 10 kids, so I'm talking about the six founding players, but they were more players that came to be part of that team. I just had to be very thankful to the ones that I started it with, but I'm thankful to all the players that I've coached over the years. And I was fortunate to coach so many kids from different walks of lives. And what I come to realize is no matter what has happened in the past, no matter what their parents has taught them at home, no matter what they have going against them, it always going to take that individual to decide which direction they want to go with their life. I always tell these players, just equal it to you go into a classroom of 30 people, 30 kids that's in that classroom. And when you can see four kids paying attention and you just not paying attention, you're just not getting it,
Mm-hmm.
that's totally on you. You have to evaluate your life and wonder why you are not paying attention when four kids in that classroom is paying attention. They're obviously getting the history. They're gaining knowledge, so that's kind of like how I would look at the situation. We all have different issues that we're dealing with. I have my issues, Jack, Andrew, you have yours, Damien have his, and Alan, we all have issues that we have to deal with. None of us are perfect.
Yep.
But you know what? We're all sitting here right now talking about what we're talking about. But at the end of the day, there's a solution.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what's being kept and been kept from us, we have the opportunity right now to change all of that. Whatever used to happen in the past does not have to keep happening,
Yes.
because we, the people, have the power to change what has been happening. So yes, those things happen, but we have to now come together and read more and get more knowledge, start parenting our kids,
Mm-hmm.
not blame it on the TV. If they put those things out there for us to get distracted, then we need better parents.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I look at it. We need better parenting. We need people to start taking their lives in their own hands. You can't point no finger to nobody else. No matter there could be a guy or a girl that's telling me to walk down that street because he wants to go do something to me or whatever. I don't have to go down there.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe my parent taught me not to go with no stranger. So those things are key to be able to decipher what you should and shouldn't do. So we have an opportunity here, man.
Yeah.
And history, we can learn from it, and we could just do better. And we're still gonna
Yeah.
make mistakes even when we're doing better, you know, but the less mistakes we make is just the more prosperous we'll be. So right now with COVID, we we have a we have a bright future ahead of us. Um,
Yes. You're right.
we have a president and a vice president. We had a black president, and now we have a vice president that's a woman. That's a woman. We just got to roll with the changes, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
We just got to roll with the
I'm
changes.
gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everything that happened over the past couple of years, I'm glad it happened that way. Every single thing. Even with Donald Trump winning, because a lot of people disagree with me, but I'm happy it happened because these things are happening and we were too comfortable. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And with this happening, we see what people are doing in the background because they bring it to the forefront. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our kids and we needed to wake up to these things because we can't sleep because what we do, I'm not gonna say we, like black
You're
people.
kind of blocking yourself. Your hand is in the way. Yeah, that's
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah. What we do is like we get so comfortable because even with policing and stuff like that, when you get pulled over and you get searched, you be like, okay, you're good. And we normalize certain things after a while because when you get pulled over now and them check you out illegally and do all kind of stuff to you and you're just comfortable because guess what? They didn't find anything and you go about your business. But you're living like that and it becomes a normal thing to you to get pulled over for nothing, not knowing that, you know what I mean, me getting pulled over 3, 4 times before me reach home, that's messed up. You know what I mean? Because it becomes a normal thing that happened to you as a black person for so well, okay, they're not gonna find anything because you don't have anything illegal. But they will tell you, oh, I'll pull you over for a tail light. There's nothing wrong with a tail light. There's nothing wrong with anything at all. But they're just checking you out. And it becomes a normal thing for that to happen because now you know you're just used to that now. Yeah, you're gonna get pulled over. They're gonna check in about your business. But certain things we gotta look at it and make that change now because what I tell people, you're complaining about police in your community, but the only reason why they're in your community is because you're the one who make them there. You give them a reason to be there because if there's no crime and you're not doing anything, they can't justify by being there.
hmm
You get what I'm saying to you?
yeah.
So the next, you are the one who let them in your community. So because they're gonna come up with the statistics of, oh, there's so much crime, there's so much murder, so we need this amount of police. But guess what? If there's nothing happening, they can't justify it. So the only way to get them out of your neighborhood is for you to get them out.
hmm
You get what I'm saying to you? Because once they come up with the statistics of, oh, there's this amount, so we need this amount of police or whatever, you're the one who's keeping them in your neighborhood. So people have to learn certain things about how you handle your place. Keep your neighborhood clean. Take care of people. Take care of your kids. Do what you're supposed to do. So you can't. Black people always march after things happen. No, keep marching. Keep reading. Keep writing. As you said, keep doing stuff. Don't just stop because these people that are doing stuff to us, they figure out ways, in the background. Meanwhile, we're thinking, oh, I get up every day, I go to work. They think doing stuff every single day to keep us down, but it only comes out when they want it to come out. You get what I'm saying to you? And not everything that we're doing, we need to announce. You know what I mean? Do some stuff. So guess what? They get surprised too. So
Yeah.
when they try to react to it, it's too late. You know what I mean? Because it's already out there. But anytime black people are doing anything, everybody have to, you know what I mean? Deal with it. And then when you put it out there, boom, it hits them. Everything that happened, I'm glad it happened this way because our kids needed to see it. We need a wake up to see what really going on in the world so we can, you know what I mean? And I think everything that happening now, even when you say with COVID and all of that, we need to make some changes so our life can be better moving forward. This was a wake-up call for everybody. You know what I mean? So we have to deal with it. Trust me, you know?
Yeah.
I woke up. I'm not lying to you. I woke up because guess what? We need some changes, dude. You know?
You know, those changes has to be made by people. And
Yes.
to be honest with you, I've been on Earth for for a little while here, and I can share my experience and so can everybody else. But some of the things that I hear people talk about,
Hmm.
I don't really participate in.
Hmm.
I can remember going to school in the United States, and everything that I've learned, I never forgot my Jamaican history, but
Exactly.
I learned the
Let me
American
tell you
history.
something, man. Exactly. You know what? It's a back and forth thing. I don't like cutting you off. When I was going to school in New York, right? I even hear a lot of people come up to you and be like, "Oh, comes you been here for so long and you still talk like that?" I'd be like, "Talk like how? Why you don't talk like an American?" I said, "I'm a Jamaican. Why should I change who I am to be something else?" You know what I mean?
Mm,
So, I said, I said, you as an American, when you go to Jamaica, do you automatically become a Jamaican? They're like, no, I'm an American. So I said, I'm a Jamaican. So why should I change the way how I talk? You know what I mean? Or change the way how I do things to suit what you are? Because let me tell you something. Going to school in Brooklyn or Wingate High School, you have black people like me telling me I should go back home because I'm taking all we do is come here and take their job. So where did they hear that from? And they're black like me and you. You know what I mean? And they're telling us, they're in the same school and they're saying, oh, go back to your country. So the thing is, it like self-hate, you know what I mean? Like it's taught by your own kind, you know what I mean? And then until we can get rid of that and take care of each other, right? Prime example, you move in our neighborhood, white people, they will go bake you a cake and welcome them other white friends in our neighborhood. You are moving your furniture them in your house. The black people them stand up out the door wait for you leave to come steal your stuff. It shouldn't be like that. We should protect each other. You know what I mean? So it's a whole, you don't need to do a whole turnaround, and it has to start with, like, well, I think when adults get to a certain age, everybody have their personality. So with kids, we got to figure out a way how to get to them and change their way of thinking because, you know, it's very serious with everything that is happening, even from last year until now. It's a different look on what can come down the pike. And what I'm saying is, if you look in government, like even in Georgia, the we are the one who got to be able to set the rules and laws now. You know what I mean? Because the ones them that are up there, they're setting it for themselves, and that's how they enslave people. You know what I mean? In Georgia, last night, the um the prosecutor that's supposed to prosecute Trump in Georgia, the Republican them, they're trying to pass a law now where he can't get prosecuted, and they're trying to do it as an emergency. So you see how they just try to change stuff all the time to suit them when they see that it's not going their way. So we got to start never sleep and just keep doing stuff every day to better ourselves. And there's a lot of people that it's not going to agree with you, even if they are the same skin color or whatever. So what we have to do, we have to just pick, and those who want to move forward, we just educate them and try to learn from them also so we can move forward in life because it's not everybody I go see. I know, but everybody, people just want to just relax and just live because they're just living. But guess what? This is not living because you're still enslaved. And a lot of people are illiterate to things because once they have a nice house and a nice car and they're living it up, they think that's life. It's not life. You know what I mean?
mm,
So we just have to realize that the fight, you know, it didn't stop and it didn't end and it's not gonna end right now. So we have to just do our part and create a history, you know what I mean? And then hopefully when we pass and gone, other people just pick it up and move on with it, you know?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you an analogy why we should just think about making changes on our own. Hence, help yourself before you help somebody else.
Yep.
If I set out to help a group of people like we are here right now to say, you know what, I'm great at the stock market. So let me put 20 people together and I'm going to teach them how to maneuver through the stock market. Now I try to search for my 20 people. I may have to go through millions of people just to find those 20 people. So now when I find these 20 people, even though we're in the same world, we are living in a different world in our own group. So what I'm saying is, think of this. Those rich people are people that we think are against us, or whoever in our own kind who are against us. Maybe it's better to not worry about who's against us and find the people who are not. Because you know what? When you find a group of people that you want to be around, you're in a different world. And you keep that circle. Even when you go out, you still feel like you're going back to your circle. You don't worry about no other person's struggle. You done built success for yourself based off of the people that you've been around, even though we're all in the same world. Let's take an individual. Let's use Will Smith. I'm a big fan of Will Smith. Let's just use him. Will Smith is in his own world. He's built that. He may not be worrying about the things that we worrying about. How did he get there? How did he get to that point in his life? We're on the stock market. What are we doing as a group? If we're able to farm 20 people to make a difference, and we're sitting on this YouTube channel trying to help other people, and we're leading by example by building our group, not everybody's going to listen. Some people are going to hate, but guess what? Those haters are in their own circle. They can't come in our circle. So no matter what we do on our YouTube channel to bring the 20 people together and we are together, no matter what the haters on the outside do or want to say, it's not going to stop us one, because we're going to get to our goal because we said it. So that's what people need to worry about. If you want to be part of a bad group of guys or a bad group of women, by all means, enjoy. Because our group of 20 people ain't worried about you. You know, we might even get some real nice protection for you. You ain't coming over here to bother our little close-knit group over here.
Yeah.
And this is the way I look at the world. So all my life growing up, I just never ever worry about things that so many people worry about.
Yeah.
I don't put it on my brain. I've never if I went to a job interview and there was let's just say 19 white people, and I was the only black man, never once listened to the odds are stacked against you.
Yeah.
I never once listened to that.
Because you know what you're about. You know what you,
Let me finish. You know why? When I went to school and I played basketball, when I was passing the ball to whoever was open, I never said I was going to pass it to the white guy. I passed it to the guy who was open, no matter which country he from. So guess what? When I was going for a job interview and I felt like I was the only person in here that looked different, you know what I thought to myself? Well, maybe I'll get the job because I'm different. I never put those things on my mind that a lot of people put on their mind. You know, any opportunity that comes my way is my opportunity. Nobody is not taking it away, whether their skin color or whatever it is. It's my opportunity. It's what I do to get that position. If I feel like I did not get that position because they offered it to the 19 white people, I move on. Go
Yep.
find another job.
Yeah.
Go to another interview. So I'm
Mhm.
just saying those things to say this. Some of the things that we tend to put on our minds holds us back.
Yeah.
When I'm on the stock market, if I think about all the negative reasons why they don't want me to make money, I ain't making no money.
Yep.
If I think about all the negative reasons why Bitcoin ain't gonna go up,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna invest. And I don't really have time to think about the negative things that people continue to
Mhm.
say and use to not have success. So that's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. We need
Mhm.
to have a close-knit group that we stay the course and we don't
Mhm.
worry about no negativity. Even though negativity is there, we got to remain
Yeah.
positive, stay on our path, and go after what we're going after. And that's it. We're gonna win.
Mhm.
We're gonna win. So we got into a nice discussion, but the main goal is to learn about the stock market. And I can tell you, it's not an easy task,
Mhm.
but you have to make it the best you can make it. You can't worry about this person over here say this stock ain't no good. I told you it was, and this person said that it's not. You got to worry about yourself. If I
Yep.
tell you it's good and the other person tell you it's not, you
Mhm.
go do your own research and figure
Mhm.
out what you need to know about that stock. If I
Yep.
drink milk and I don't like milk, and the other person drank milk and says, Savon don't know what he talking about. I like milk. You should like milk too. No,
Mhm.
you go drink your own milk and you figure out if you like milk, not somebody else's opinion. So when it comes to all of these, things that out there that's against us, guess what? The stock market is for everyone who
Yeah.
decides to be on it. It doesn't discriminate. So, yeah, that's just me. I personally don't let anything bother me. Or whatever bothers me
Mhm.
is when people decide I'm gonna let that stopped me. Oh, I went to a job interview and there were 19 white people and I was the only black man, and that's the reason I didn't get the job.
Yeah, but you see, once you make stuff like that consume it, that's what it's gonna be all the time. Because if you go there and you look at that as you're not gonna get it because those people are there, then it change your way of thinking all the time. You know what I mean? So in that sense, like I always think about like I move fast because if I try something, like you said, even if you go up on an interview and I'm look for the next one because something, especially this place is opportunities everywhere. So you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to dwell on something, you know what I mean? Because I see people get devastated by, oh, I tried this and it didn't work, I'm done. No, go try something else. You know what I mean? Dude, if me tell you how much stuff I can do, and at any given time, like even when I was doing trucking, right? I would stop and I'll go do construction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? For a little bit, I just go do construction for 6 months, and I have license in construction, and then I go back go drive my truck. You know what I mean? I used to have a mechanic shop. So I do like a whole bunch of stuff just to, you know what I mean? I don't really like working for people. I do my own thing, but even, you gotta, and I try not to be sidetracked by hearsay or, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. I don't do that. Like anything negative, because once you start making negativity control part in your mind, then it's gonna control the way you do stuff. you have to be able to disregard them things very easily and move on. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Because it will force you to have confrontation with people and all of them things are road rage and all of that. Just let it go, man, and move on to the next thing. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Life, we make life hard, because of the things that we do.
Hey,
You know what I
pause
mean?
right there. Pause right there. I gotta pause you right there. That actually proves my point. It's a
Mm,
waste of energy to think about so much things that suppress us.
mm-hmm,
Can't do that no more. You can't.
mm-hmm,
Listen, it's draining. It's
mm-hmm,
draining. Listen, we can know our history. That's fine. Like I said, I cannot forget my Jamaican history. I learned it
mm-hmm,
when I was young.
mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I know that our people can be difficult. I know that. But check this out. It is what it is.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
um, it, I got to draw the line.
Mm-hmm.
When I see something affecting me with my own people, draw the line. I'm over here
Yeah,
in
yeah.
this world, and you're over there in that world. That's what coronavirus has done. Open up my eyes
Mm-hmm.
and draw a line and say, you stay over there and I stay over here.
Mm-hmm.
Period. Because you know what? I done gave so much trying times that I'm not willing to try no more.
Yeah, exactly. Good.
So that's what we, the people, have to see. Is like,
Mm-hmm.
forget about the things that we complaining about
Mm-hmm.
and worry about the things that we can fix.
Yes, yes.
That's it. We know our history. I
Mm-hmm.
know how my own kind, majority, 85%.
Yes.
Let me tell you
I,
something.
yeah, some people don't
Jamaicans,
want to get fixed neither. Some people don't want to get fixed,
you have to leave them be.
Yes, yes.
Period. Got to
Mm-hmm.
leave them be because guess
Yeah.
what? They're in their own world.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is this: sometimes when you let people be and they can't
Mm-hmm.
count on you no more,
Mm-hmm.
then they
They figure
either
a
gonna
way
have
out.
to figure out how to do it on
Yes.
their own or they
Mm-hmm.
change.
Yes.
So coronavirus has really done that for me. You
Yeah.
know, it do it for me just drastically, but it's
Mm-hmm.
doing it for me more now than ever because when you start to see you know how to turn $10 into a big old profit, you start
Mm-hmm.
to think a little bit different.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So how do you think the rich folks feel? Do you think they feel like dealing with some silly problems when they ain't got your problem?
Mm-hmm.
They know how to turn $10 into a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So they not worry about $10 spending it every week because
No,
you
but
want to take the
that's
time.
what their worry is. You see what they channel their worry in we channel. No, I'm not saying we like people. If you really think about like some stuff, anybody ever call you yet, and they tell you what their problem is, and you're looking at it like it's something that they can easily deal with. But as you said, you look at white people, they're channeling their energy and their worries into figuring out how to make more money instead of figuring out like to go spend what they don't have.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying to you? Like what you just said just now. Like that's where they all their channel is going like to figuring out how to build it because you really think about it. If you talk to some people sometime of our kind, they're trying to spend money that they don't even have. You know what I mean? Because if you look at some people or them plan stuff, them already have spend money already, because guess what? Oh, I am going to go work so I can get this done, right? But the money not did it yet. But they're not saying to you, I'm going to go work to invest money into that so I can get that done. No, me I go work for do that. So it's always gonna be a catch up thing where them have to work for fix that, work for pay for that, work for pay that off. You know what I mean? Instead of say, all right, let me work and buy this as an investment so I can build myself up. No, they want to accumulate stuff that give them that false sense of wealth, and it's not growing, it's not making you grow any at all.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
but that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That with this group that I'm forming, we're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna worry about that. We're not going to
Exactly.
worry about those people. So what I'm saying is, we know these things, but we have to now draw the line, and we have to
Mm-hmm.
now put people in a group that is going to stay the course and go forward with not worrying about who's not listening.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because remember, you came to me and you said, "Hey, I want to learn. I want to know."
Mm-hmm.
Well, myself and Alan, we put in the time and we do our research and we want to share. We're no financial advisors, but sharing is caring, and we want to share, because it's working for us, because we're putting in the time, it's benefiting us, and we want to
Mm-hmm.
see others who want to benefit
Yes.
as well. But
Mm-hmm.
while we're sharing information and people are just not listening, we have to weed those people out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We're not like you said before, when you're doing a job for someone and you know that they have to pay you, and when you do the job and they haven't paid you, you're not going to be happy.
No.
So you have to not work for that person no more.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta go. You don't do business with them.
Yeah, because it's stagnant. Like you gotta be, as you say, around people that helps to propel you in life because you're doing the same for them. Help them to propel in life. You know what I mean? Because if you have a car got four wheel and one of them wheel flat, you can't go nowhere. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know? Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So,
So we're here to
mm-hmm.
not really, it's a good talk,
Mm-hmm.
but we're not going to too much worry about who's not listening to us. We're
Mm-hmm.
just going to help our circle,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever wants to farm their own circle off of watching our growth,
Mm-hmm.
great. That's how you help people.
Yeah.
I farm my basketball team, and I've helped a lot of kids over the years. Well, guess what? I learned from somebody else how
Mm-hmm.
to put
Yeah.
my team together.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody else learned from me how to put
Mm-hmm.
their team together.
Pass it on.
Yeah. And that's all it is. We can't worry about the bad teams that don't want nothing in life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because then now that consumes a part of you because you're always gonna think about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
As I say, and you can't make that consume no part because then now it's gonna, maybe derail you from basically what your focus is. You know what I mean? So you
exactly.
really, yeah, really have to clean it. Just don't worry about it. You know what I mean? And keep it moving. You
Yep.
know?
The same way some
Hmm.
people have done you wrong, and you know how our culture is. We just got to shake our head now
And
and say,
just
you know
move.
what? Thank you, COVID.
Yes. I don't even like. Let me tell you something, man. Like you're right about that because I, I remember like I used to like even after not helping them out, it's bothering me. Like they're like, damn, maybe they need something, and but after a while, I realize you can't really like pour water uphill. You know what I mean? It's like you're trying to do some stuff for people who you think that you're trying to make their life better, but they're not trying to make their life better. So you're wasting your time, yo. Because as you say, if you help somebody, like you form a group, and if somebody wanna branch off and go farm something else and like pass it on, right? That person that you're doing stuff for is like they're not trying to help themselves to even pass it on to somebody else. You get what I'm saying to you? So it's like you're wasting your time, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's a good thing, this is a good talk, yo, for real.
Yep, definitely, man.
Sometimes we just need to just.
Well, we are.
Well, I have this. Let me say this on the channel. I have this thing that I'm launching. I should have launched it. I don't know if I told you about it. Should have launched it for much months ago, but it's all set up now. So when we're ready for launch it, it's it's a online radio station and it's all gonna be talk,
Mhm.
you know. So um it was set up from before COVID last year. And because what happened is I had gotten so much work because when COVID hit, work did stop,
Yeah.
and then everybody they home and then they eat their house, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden I'm getting like a lot. What I mean, like people just they home and just oh yeah, they want bathroom. It's mostly bathroom and kitchen. I don't know, but them I like them house. So I put it aside for a minute, but I'm gonna launch it finally. I did a test. I tested in Europe and it did very well. So
Mhm.
we need to launch it now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I have some stuff lined up, like real topics to talk about,
Okay.
and it's gonna be something where people can call in because people like to hear themselves talk. Like how me and you are talk right now, where
Mhm.
people can form them opinion and they stay, and all of that stuff. Well, it's gonna be something where I think, I'm getting flack for it now because it should have been launched from for much months now. And every day I'm getting email what's going on with it. And I have sponsors line up and everything already.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna deal with it still because it tests good. It did test good months ago, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And then everybody was looking at set a launch date and then now it passed that date and I'm just getting like a lot of flack, like when is it going to happen?
Yeah.
So we just have put it out there. So I'm soon launch it. I set up, I might just do like a weekend test and then launch it on a Monday and that's it, you know?
All right. Well, whenever you're on,
Yeah,
we can come
we'll
on.
make it normal.
I gotta build up watch hours so we can
Mm-hmm.
do this as much as we can.
Mm,
Come on and talk. You
yeah.
Yep.
So,
Uh,
moving forward now, what any suggestion?
any suggestion?
Yeah, like moving forward with this thing, what you suggest? Like pertaining to me learning from you guys, what we're gonna do next? What's the next episode?
All right. Let me ask you this. You have Cash App on your phone?
No.
Okay. You know what Cash App is?
Yeah, I do.
All right. So you should probably
I
show.
think I'm gonna get it. I didn't want to get it before because I did some research on it and I didn't want certain people in my business if you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so um I'm I'm gonna get it because there's a lot of people that want to use it with me, but I would have to change up some stuff.
All right, you can always get a Cash App for your own
Hmm.
personal use where you just have it, and because
Yeah,
I'm gonna show you something. So regardless of, it doesn't have to be for what
yeah.
most people use it for. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna show you something why you should have the Cash App.
Mm-hmm.
I have my Cash App. I have two different Cash Apps. I don't even have to use them for anything anybody want
Okay.
for off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to use it for that. I can just use it for
Mm-hmm.
investment based off of what's happening today in the
Yeah,
market.
yeah.
Um, okay. So I don't know if you could see this, but I showed it the other day. You see that said $38, correct?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. 3801.
All right, $38. That's Cash App.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's me putting $10 into Bitcoin on Cash App. You can buy Bitcoin on
Yeah,
Cash App.
yeah.
So that's
Okay.
$10 that turned into $38.
Mm-hmm.
And that was done October 27th.
Mm-hmm.
So it's only a couple months ago. So
Okay.
imagine if I was putting $10 and think about it, that's just $10.
Yeah, yeah.
So imagine if I did that a couple times. Imagine if I did it
Mm-hmm.
3 times for the month.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? That's $30
Mm-hmm.
invested, turning into
Mm-hmm.
25 per month. you know. So I'm just showing you like the simplest little things that we don't think about.
Mm-hmm.
You could do that right now. You could do that tonight. As a matter of
Mm-hmm.
fact, it didn't take me no time to set up no Cash App. It's
We set it
really
up.
quick, really quick.
Mm-hmm.
So you can invest $10 every paycheck. You can invest
Mm-hmm.
$10 at your leisure anytime you want to, and it
Mm-hmm.
will grow.
Yeah.
And I want to say this. When I put that $10 into Bitcoin through Cash App,
Mm.
it went down. It went into
Okay.
the red. Look at it now.
Yeah.
And guess what? That $38 is probably gonna go up to $50. And you know what it's gonna do? Come back down to 43.
Yeah, yeah. But you have to just like you can't scared money don't make money.
No, but I'm okay, come back down to 43.
Mm-hmm.
What you have to understand is this. Every stock is different. And I'm not saying it's a stock, it's a
Mm-hmm.
cryptocurrency.
Mm-hmm.
So, but every stock's different. Every stock's not
Mm-hmm.
going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, let's use Bitcoin, for instance, which is a currency, it's not a stock.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, let's go back a little bit. There was a time when we were growing up where you give me cash or you give you cash, and we're at school spending that thing. Done,
Yeah.
done. Buy bug juice, buy anything we want, money gone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When I came to the United States, they had credit cards. There was this thing where when I was used to walk home from school, just like we used to walk home in Jamaica. I used to
Mm-hmm.
walk home from school in New York as well. And I remember people getting robbed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I ain't carrying no cash no more. I'm gonna carry credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
So I started carrying credit cards. To this day, I never really have a dollar in my pocket. It's just cards in my wallet.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing happening over again. There's a new technology.
Yeah. Oh shit.
You there? You still there, Andrew? Alan?
Yes, I'm still here. I think its phone might have died, possibly.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to make the point to Andrew that you know what? There's a new technology, and it's obvious that it's coming. It's not going to stop. So that's what's gonna make Bitcoin goes up, come down, and going up. You know, so that's what I was trying to explain to him. Damien, since you know you've been listening, is there anything that you want to say?
Hold on, hold on. No, I'm just listening. I'm trying to take it all in and learn about this, you know?
All right.
I'm listening, trying
You
to take it
remember
all
being
in.
in Jamaica when I was there, and you remember I showed you on Coinbase, you know, a couple of investments that, you know, I was, you know, doing in Coinbase, and I think I showed you on my phone too when I started a new, um, I started with a new app. It's called uh, Uphold. I think I showed you that
Okay.
one. I only had a couple
Yeah,
of dollars in that one, you know,
yeah.
starting over from scratch, you know. So I like to open up different accounts and show people how to start from $10 and you know just grow the accounts, you know.
Mhm.
And remember over the weekend you just saw the money going up, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Which
yeah,
piqued your interest to even went and tell your auntie, hey, reach out
yeah,
to Savon.
yeah.
Well, guess what?
Exactly.
You know how long ago I've left Jamaica now?
Like 2 weeks, two,
two
three
weeks.
weeks.
And
Yeah.
and I can tell you this, in 2 weeks, what you saw
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
is way past that. So
Way
so
past way past what I saw it go up to
way
and
it
went back
it's
down.
it's it's more than double.
Okay, wow.
Yeah,
Okay, more than double.
more than
Okay,
double. So not just double, more
more
than
than double. Right. Good
yeah,
look. Right.
more than
Good.
double. You know,
Wow.
so
Okay.
hey, this thing is real, man. You know,
Mhm.
anybody out there that's listening, you know, you have to jump on to what's happening out there right now,
Yeah.
you know, and we are here on the YouTube channel trying to, you know, bring people together, you know, and have you guys understand that, listen, the opportunity is there and we're going to take advantage of it, you know, and for those who don't want to take advantage of it, that's up to them, you know, but we are being transparent. We are here showing you that it can be done by just bringing people together and learning from each other. You know, you can all reach out to us, you know, and we'll share. You know, you can type into the YouTube channel if you have any questions, and we'll share information with you. But we're not financial advisors, you know, we just do our research and we just invest at our own risk. And, you know, you could do the same, invest at your own risk, you know. So that's what we're about, helping each other. But yeah, Damien, the account more than doubled, man.
Yeah, that's a good look.
Yep. And oh,
That's great.
speaking of that account more than doubled. Oh my God, my Robinhood.
Shout out to.
Yeah, is way better than that one that I told you more than doubled.
Okay.
And you
Yeah.
know, it's done that because I made a decision. I made a decision to stop, to say no. I can't do it. I won't do it. Especially if you're not, if people aren't appreciative of what
Mhm.
you're doing for them, they got to be
Mhm.
cut off.
Yeah.
You know, and what I realize is when you cut certain thing off, when you're not respected for doing it, you benefit in yourself. And I have truly benefited big time,
Okay.
big time. So that goes to show you, listen, man, you got to, you can be kind, which I am, but I understand you got to stop letting people hold you back just by caring too much.
Yeah.
You know, because in the long run, they're hurting you. And in the short run, they're benefiting. And it's not about the short run, it's about the long run. Because if I'm here years later, I'm gonna want to reap the rewards of what I've sown, what I've sowed. You
Yeah.
know, and I can't sow anything trying to sow everybody else.
Trying
You
to
know,
water everybody. Yeah.
yeah, you're making everybody else get by, but then it's like you're hindering yourself from how far you can go. And I opened up my eyes to that, you know, because I am a helpful guy. I've built a program on helping,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't want to continue to help people that don't appreciate the help, you know, and I have to continue to put people in my life that appreciates the help. You know, I got to put people in my life that appreciates the help.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody appreciates it, I don't mind them being around.
Let me get cut off. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. You know, people who appreciates my help, I don't mind them being around. You know, but that's what it's about going forward. Because I need people who's gonna motivate me. That's why I'm forming the group. You know, my goal is 20 people. You know, to form a group of 20 people who's gonna motivate each other. And I don't want anyone that's gonna bring the group down.
So Vaughn, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Alan, what would you recommend as far as new investors, as far as research wise? Because we have so many research vehicles. We basically have research in our hands, our cell phone. But what would be your top recommendations if someone's researching a stock?
Good question.
Me personally, I love YouTube. We're on it. So if I'm telling anyone to do their research, get on YouTube. There's so much knowledge on YouTube. You can ask YouTube anything and it'll tell you, and Google as well. I mean, it's tied. The internet is a powerful tool. Today we spoke about finding some mining companies, and all I did was go on YouTube and type in mining companies,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went on Google and did the same thing, and I found mining companies. So it can't get no better than the YouTube and Google,
Yeah.
and from there you just find information. And I know, Alan, you have a couple places where you go as well. I don't go to a lot of websites, because a lot of the information that you may get from the website, you'd be surprised it's right on the Google. So that's where I get my information, my research. I ask Google anything. I ask Google how much is Elon Musk worth, and it'll tell me. So
What articles, the news articles I normally get, those come in your feed. So the minute you start either watching the stock or you get a position in a stock,
could hardly
whatever
hear you.
happens,
Could hardly hear you.
bear with me, bear with me.
Mhm.
Can you hear me better now?
No.
I'm not sure why.
Let me shut off the Bluetooth. Give me 1 second. It may be the reception in my
I
house.
only got another 10 minutes. I gotta come off.
You can't hear him. I could hear him pretty good.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm hearing now better.
Okay.
I only we gotta end at 11.
Okay.
Correct. No, I just wanted to, give them a few tips. When you buy a stock, the news actually, the news or anything that happens to that stock actually shows up in your feed. For example, if you have TD Ameritrade, the minute
Mhm.
you buy one share of whatever stock, whatever happens with that news or whatever information or changes, whether it's breaking news, whatever happens in that stock, you're going to be alerted. For
Okay.
example, if the CEO is having an earnings call to tell you how much money they made for their first or second or third quarter, they're going to
Mhm.
post a link to that call, and you can actually listen in on that call as an investor within that company. So most of the places where I do my research is within the actual trading platform.
Okay.
Oh, so Alan, to add to that, yeah, I do use. I'm glad you mentioned that because I thought you meant with like new stocks. Like how
Oh
do I
no,
do my research? I don't know why I thought about that, but yeah, it's what you just said. I use Robinhood a lot for that, and they alert me like you said every day. They're alerting what my stocks are doing, and I'm sure you getting the same thing like you just mentioned. But for whatever reason, my mind just totally went to, because I'm always trying to find new stocks, to
that's
be
all right. It's
prepared.
getting late.
Huh?
No, that's all right. It's getting late. I was just giving them a few, a little bit of insight as to what tools we use. Uh, and some stocks are not easy to find. For example, I brought one up to. Again, we're not financial advisors. I brought one up to Savon. It's called CCIV. When you look up CCIV, what does that company do? They purchase other companies. It's
Oh.
called a SPAC, right?
Mhm.
So I was wondering why everyone keeps talking about this stock, this stock. Come to find out, this company is trying to buy another company that's trying to come out with an electrical vehicle that looks much better than the Tesla, that will rival the Tesla,
Oh,
right?
I think I
We would
heard
not
about
know.
that one.
Correct. But I heard about
Yeah.
it months ago.
Are
So
they the one that used to I think they
Lucid
buy.
Motors. Lucid
Yeah,
Motors.
yeah, because what they created, they were creating a lot of electric motors too and batteries too, right?
Cor- correct, correct. But the,
Mm.
but part of my research with that company is the company wants to go public, right? They want to
Mm-hmm.
release their first car by June.
Ooh.
There's only several ways to go public. The fastest way to go public is to get purchased by another company or a merger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Through what they call a SPAC. So if that company wants to release their car by June, there's no
Mm-hmm.
way that they may go through an IPO because that's going to take longer. So what's
Uh,
happening is this one company that's supposed to purchase them, and it's just a
mm.
rumor at this point, their stock is shooting through the roof. When I
Oh
was
wow.
looking at it, it was at $14 and change. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, it's almost $60.
Oh my God.
So that's the power of the stock market. But again, I just wanted to give them a few tips. I know we're getting ready to wrap this up, but
So
again, you know,
that one that went to from 14 to 60, when did you look at it and it was at 14?
I looked at it like 2 weeks ago. It was about
And it
14.
was a 14 2 weeks ago and it was $60 now?
Yeah, it's about it's been teetering between 50.
Mhm.
It's been teetering between 49 and 59 this
Okay,
morning.
yeah, that's crazy you say that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Tesla stock been dropping from the other day. It went
Well,
down.
that correct. Well, what happens is, and I heard, and I saw, I heard someone talking about this. They talk about how one stock may affect another stock, and
Hmm.
even Savon mentioned it to me. Right. For example, if we're looking at Bitcoin mining companies, you may
Yes.
see a Bitcoin mining company shoot through the roof. Right.
Hmm.
When Bitcoin goes up, it's like hand in hand.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. And affect the
So
other.
if Bitcoin is going crazy, the companies that mine the Bitcoin are going to go crazy. Right.
Oh,
So that's why you always want to look as to what stock will power another stock, basically.
hmm. But that one sound like it's going you know it's just gonna go up more.
It may
That's,
happen. It may happen.
that's,
Mm.
that's why I mentioned, YouTube. Lots of
Yeah.
information is on
Okay,
there.
that
Believe,
company.
believe it or not,
Yeah.
you
That.
know, don't be surprised that
Hmm.
stock goes from $14 to 60 something
Hmm.
dollars because tomorrow there'll be many more doing that.
Yeah. But that company, and I think their cars are in Europe running, and they're saying that it's doing like some ridiculous miles on one charge. You know what I mean? And it's the price of the cars are less than what Tesla costs. So you know.
Their entry level car, and again, I'm gonna wrap this up because it's 11. I know
Mm.
Savon
Yeah.
told me to wrap this up, but their entry level car, I believe it's gonna
Mm.
be it's a little bit more than Tesla, believe it or not. They have other cars coming out that's
Mm.
less, but
Yeah.
their first car, which is the Lucid Air, don't quote me on this. I think, and you can Google this. I believe the price tag is 159K for that
Oh.
because they're targeting the luxury market, right?
Mm.
So their first car, they're targeting the someone who doesn't mind putting 100K on
Oh,
a car,
okay.
you know.
All right, I'll
And
say, go ahead.
no, and what Savon taught me, I'm always a sponge and willing to learn. You
Hmm.
always got to, and I mentioned this on the previous show. You can always look at companies that make the parts. You don't have to just look at the car. You know,
Hmm.
who makes the battery? You
Yeah.
know, who makes the
Yeah.
charging stations? You
Hmm.
know, so that's why we, as a group and a collective, we got to think outside of the box. I may
Yeah.
not want Tesla stock, but I want the company that makes the batteries. I,
Yes. Yes.
I want the company that's putting on these charging stations in these new construction apartment
Hmm.
luxury in-house. You know, you're seeing these charging stations pop up all over the place.
Yeah.
And
Or
that's
even building the parts for the charging station. You know what I mean? Something.
correct.
Yeah.
You know who's getting the lithium for the batteries. You know,
Hmm.
and I mentioned this on previous show. There's a company right now getting ready to open up a site in California. What do? They recycle lithium batteries, right?
Oh. All right.
Yeah,
All right, guys.
I was
It was
gonna say
very good.
this about Tesla, and then we end it. I was gonna say
Mm.
You mentioned Tesla stock is dropping. Don't be surprised when
Mhm.
Tesla goes to $1,000.
That's right.
I'm saying,
No,
Around the
no.
corner.
Mhm.
don't be surprised. Just look at things as discount. The only thing I say,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like it's no different than Bitcoin. You could still
Mhm.
add money. You can buy fraction shares. You know, it's money going up. It's better than the
Mhm.
bank. So what I'm saying is, if I have Tesla stock, which I do,
Mhm.
and I have Neo, which I do,
Mhm.
and I have Lucid, which I don't.
You see where you're heading.
And
Mhm.
I have say, okay, Moderna, biotech company, and then I have a little penny stock
Mhm.
that I research and know that they're really gonna be doing something great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a lot of my money in that penny stock and buy a whole bunch of shares, but
Yeah.
I'm still gonna have Tesla. You know why? Because if I could turn $10 into $20 or $10 into $12 or $10 into $15, I'm still gonna take that little bit of gain by having
Mhm.
some of it. But I'm not gonna buy 1,000 shares of Tesla because I can't afford it. It's not gonna go up enough for me. But I'm still gonna
Yeah.
invest in it the same way that I would invest in Bitcoin, even though Bitcoin is at 50 something thousand, because I'm still gonna make something on my money. You know, so
Mhm.
I'm no financial advisor. Invest at your own risk, but I'm just stating from my personal self that that's what I do.
Mhm.
I still invest in a number of different companies. I still have Amazon, but I know for sure that the amount of it that I have is not going to make me rich. It's just going to make my money
Yeah.
more than down. It's going to go up.
Yeah.
So it's a better gain. It's better to gain than not to gain. So I'm going to have these stocks because they've given me an opportunity to gain. But if I want to make a big old profit, I got to be able to buy a lot of shares. A lot. Right, Alan? I know you bought a lot of shares.
I agree. Yeah, I have many positions right now.
With a lot of shares.
Yes, yes, yes.
So this stock group right here, and this is not everyone, but this group right here, trust me,
Mhm.
it's going to happen. And it doesn't happen overnight,
Mhm.
but it's going to happen. There is a few things that do happen overnight, like I mentioned SOS,
Mhm.
and SOS kind of happened. And you know, Alan gave me some news to solidify that it was going to happen. So when I told
Mhm.
Alan about SOS, Alan, like you said, he got the news, and that just made me happier. And once that made me happier, I just knew it. What I already had the shares, so I wasn't worried because I already knew what was going to happen. But the news really, really made me feel more and more comfortable. But I already had the shares sitting there just chilling. I didn't even buy it. I didn't even buy not even one more share.
And what did we discuss earlier, right?
Uh-huh.
So if Savon, and I know we're gonna wrap this up, but if Savon says, "Hey, Alan, look at these 20 stocks," it's gonna be your responsibility, or you do the judgment. He's not gonna tell you what to get in and what not to. He may give you a hint, like, "Hey, look at these stocks."
Mhm.
So there was one stock that me and Savon discussed. I actually went deep in, and I found out that it's a healthcare company that makes air purification devices. That's what's happening. COVID, we have all these airborne things. Everyone's wearing masks, and this
Yeah.
this stock is only pennies right now. And not only
Mhm.
that, I dug a little bit deeper, and I found out this company wants to start accepting Dogecoin for their devices. right? And me and Savon were discussing how they said Dogecoin is a joke. You know,
Yep.
again, I'm not a financial advisor, but you know, when you go a little bit deep, I'm just giving you guys at least some type of nuggets how deep you got to go
Yeah,
to,
yeah. That's good.
because some of these companies or some of
Mm-hmm.
these I guess analysts, they'll put out bad news on purpose just so you won't buy the stock. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
They'll talk negative about it up front in the news, and they'll go behind closed doors and start loading up. You understand?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm pretty
that's
sure
why.
they're talking negative about Tesla before it exploded, right?
Exactly. I was just about to say that. That's why I said don't be surprised Tesla goes to 1,000.
Yeah, they're doing
Yeah,
things. They're doing their things there. So you can't really look because it's going down now. You know, what I mean, there's a lot of stuff that they're into. So and they're building batteries for other companies too that getting into electric cars. So you know.
Hey, guess
yeah,
what? Guess what? Look across the board. Pay attention to the stock market and look across the board on electric vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Lucid might be the only one going up. And well,
Yeah.
then again, that's not an electric vehicle. My bad, that's a SPAC. So look at
Mm-hmm.
all the electric vehicles and see if it's only Tesla going down. Again, do your own research. But
Research.
if
Yeah.
you look across the board and you see Tesla going down, I need you to take a glimpse at all the other electrical companies.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the future of electric and see if
Mm-hmm.
Tesla is the only one going down. And ask
Yeah.
yourself, what does that tell you? What is coming? What did
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin do before it went up?
It went down, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
and
What
by
do
the
you
way,
got?
just not to confuse them, when he says SPAC, SPAC stands for Special Purpose Acquisition Company.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's a company that purchases other companies to help them
Yeah.
get big. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just so you guys won't get confused.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And they're only partnering with an electric vehicle company. So
Mm-hmm.
I made a mistake of saying that their stock is the only one going up, but nope, they're a SPAC. But
Yeah.
if you look across the board, you'll see and notice that
Mm-hmm.
Tesla ain't the only one dropping. Just look at
Mm-hmm.
all the electric stuff and you see them all dropping.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep, they dropping like Bitcoins.
All right. Yeah, this was good.
And
So, you
listen,
know, we just need.
one more thing. They
Mm,
said Bitcoin was gonna crash when it was like 29,000. When it went hit 44 and it dropped back down to like 29,000, up, it's gonna crash. Well, guess what? We can all crash. We can all come back from a crash. Hey, hey, think of this. Maybe the crash is for a reason.
yeah. Everything that happened is for a reason, man. Trust me. You just have to,
Yep.
everything you have to take with a grain of salt,
Who here? We're on Zoom right now. Who here thinks Zoom's gonna stay $500? Hey, and you want to
Hmm?
leave? I'm no financial advisor, but if you want to bring Zoom from $1 and if you want to have Zoom from $1 a share and it goes up to $500 a share, and you want to still keep it in hopes that it's gonna go to 1,000, good luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Good luck with that. Not every company is gonna do an Amazon.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. I'm gonna go.
Respect. So we'll keep in touch and then we'll link up every so often and, you know, come up with what we have to come up with and, moving forward, as I say, create a group of people that we can help to propel each other on through life and share information and help out each other where we can and pass the word on and who want to get it, who want to build on making your life better and forget about the one them, I just say, that don't want to move up in life, you know, because we can't worry about other people. We have to just worry about ourselves, and then we want to be progressive in life, you know, because you can't tell when some people just want to be stagnant, you know, or them want to move up. So, you know,
Yeah,
just cut your ties and cut your losses and move on, you know.
exactly.
Mm.
Yep. So we're gonna hit the road, man. It's 13 minutes past. So
All right, respect.
All
All
right,
right,
guys. Have a
everybody.
good night.
Yeah, we will link up here.
yeah, and I'm
Definitely.
gonna call you to. I'm gonna text you some information.
Mm-hmm.
All
All
right.
right. All right. It was nice talking to
All
you
right,
guys.
bless
We'll
up.
link up. All
Yes,
right,
Definitely.
respect.
definitely. Damien,
Mhm.
Bless. Yeah,
we'll
yeah,
talk.
bless
All
up.
right. Yeah,
Yes.
respect,
All
sir.
right. All right, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All
Thank
right,
everyone
we'll
for
link up.
being here.
All right.
All right, there. Really, yeah.
Okay. All right, Damien. Talk soon.